We have flood warnings, we have flood advisories across the Miami Valley.
Exactly. A lot going on this morning. And many communities in the Miami Valley are under a flash flood warning and flood advisory this morning.
Let's get straight to Storm Center 7 meteorologist Kirstie Zontini.
Good morning, that's right. So dealing with those advisories and warnings, they're running at the bottom of your screen. We actually just dropped out of that flash flood warning, but we do still have issues north of I-70. In terms of what you can expect out on the roads, of course, the storms are the main story this morning. If they didn't wake you up overnight, at this point now, majority of the Miami Valley is seeing either rain or thunderstorm activity, and we'll continue to do so as we head really through the rest of our morning drive. So unfortunately, if you have to head out the door before the sun comes up, be careful. You're dealing with some very heavy rain out there. A lot of communities that have been reporting high water. Lunchtime, we are back to dry weather. We'll stay that way through a good chunk of the day. Once we turn the corner into late afternoon and early evening, though, we will have round two. The good news is round two is isolated. We are not talking about a big widespread area of thunderstorm activity like what we've seen overnight and into early this morning. A live look outside in Xenia, you can see the streets themselves are soaked. So even the cities that don't have high water, you have a lot of ponding on the roads to deal with, and that could slow you down with hydroplaning really being our main threat for the early morning. Live Doppler 7 radar, you could see those reds and oranges indicating heavy rainfall is coming down out of these thunderstorms. Still picking up on some lightning in Fairborn over towards Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, the Dayton Metro, and Beaver Creek as well. So if you're traveling along I-675, you're hitting some really heavy rain right now. We're also tracking heavy rain from Old Town down to Xenia and back up to Yellow Springs. We'll zoom out a little bit. You saw that push. That's some heavy wind or some strong wind gusts that come out ahead of the storms. And oftentimes along the boundary, you get some redevelopment. That's actually what we're seeing here with these pop-up thunderstorms that have now started to redevelop in areas like Preble County. So we've got a decent thunderstorm now that's moving right over Camden along 127 there, just to the north of Gratis. And that's going to continue to shift east, so eventually hitting over towards Farmersville. In terms of our current flood warnings and advisories, we have a flood advisory in Mercer County, and we've now seen a flood warning. So that flash flood warning has expired, but they're still dealing with flooding here all the way until 4:45 this afternoon for Logan, Auglaize, as well as Shelby counties. Now, these are the cities where we've had high water reported already this morning, so be careful once you cross over north of I-70, especially when it's dark out here early this morning. The big picture does show there's a little bit more heavy rain by Van Wert. That's going to keep drifting into the Miami Valley. The strongest part of the thunderstorm activity is south of I-70 now. Some of those northern communities are seeing at least a little bit of lighter rain or some dry time. And the good news is we all will dry out by midday. We stay that way until about 5 or 6. That's when we'll get a few of those pop-up thunderstorms for late afternoon and early evening. Those will fizzle out after midnight. It's 63 in Greenville, 66 right now in Springboro. After school temperatures very warm, everyone pushing up to about 80 degrees here as we go through the rest of our day today. And later this afternoon, the severe threat is a lot lower. We could still see again localized heavy rain and maybe some stronger winds. Once we head into tonight, we'll dry out, we'll drop to 64, and then tomorrow a very warm day across the Miami Valley. 86 degrees expected in Dayton. Will be around 84 in Sydney and 83 degrees in Greenville. So we've got summer-like temperatures in store for you this weekend. We'll be seeing some thunderstorms on Sunday, and then we'll see temperatures cooling off a little bit next week. We bring you weather and traffic every 10 minutes. Let's check back in with Sergeant Mark. Good morning, Sarge.
And good morning to you, Kirstie. We'll keep a close eye on freeway traffic. Some of our cameras are a little hard to get any detail off of because there are raindrops on the camera. Now, this is the 75 Wagner Ford Road camera. The reason I pulled this one up, I have a report there's an accident on the ramp from southbound 75 to Wagner Ford Road, but unfortunately I can't pick it up on this one, but I can tell that the traffic's actually moving okay in spite of the wet driving conditions. Now, some areas we've had a report of high water, and one of those, actually 3 counties that I'm hearing the high water situation that could affect your morning drive. That is Auglaize, Shelby, and Logan County. Now, if you click the WHIO News app, click the traffic tab, and that will give you a list of the actual roads that we have closed at this point. I'm Sergeant Mark Bauer in WHIO Team Traffic.
Sergeant, thank you. It is 5:20, 62 degrees.
A fighter jet crashes into a warehouse. What investigators say was inside that could have made this accident much worse. Good morning.
Wake up every day
Police reported a chase
with the latest news from overnight
Here's where we stand this morning.
and what you need to begin your day.
Breaking at this hour. Hi,
We're Michelle and Carol Collins of Collins.